In a small town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there stood a quaint bar named the Wanderer's Rest. The bar had been around for as long as anyone could remember, its wooden walls steeped in the stories of countless patrons who had sought solace within its cozy interior. On any given evening, the bar was filled with the warm hum of conversation, the clinking of glasses, and the soft notes of a piano that stood in the corner. One chilly autumn evening, a young woman named Clara walked into the Wanderer's Rest. She had recently moved to town, hoping to escape the bustle of city life and find a quieter, simpler existence. Clara was a writer, her heart full of stories waiting to be penned, and she believed that this small town might just be the inspiration she needed. As Clara entered the bar, she was greeted by the familiar, comforting scent of aged wood and the sight of friendly faces. She took a seat at the bar and ordered a glass of red wine. As she sipped her drink, she couldn't help but notice the man sitting a few stools away. He was scribbling in a leather-bound notebook, his brow furrowed in concentration. He had a rugged, yet gentle appearance, with a hint of mystery in his eyes. Curiosity getting the better of her, Clara leaned over and said, "What are you writing?" The man looked up, surprised by the interruption. He smiled, revealing a dimple in his left cheek. "Just some thoughts," he replied, his voice warm and inviting. "I'm Jack, by the way." "Clara," she introduced herself, extending her hand. They shook hands, and the spark of connection was undeniable. Clara and Jack began to talk, their conversation flowing effortlessly. They discovered they had much in common, both were writers, both seeking a quieter life, and both drawn to the charm of this little town. As the evening progressed, Clara and Jack found themselves sharing stories, laughter, and dreams. They talked about their favorite books, their writing routines, and the challenges they faced as writers. The hours flew by, and before they knew it, the bar was closing. Jack looked at Clara and said, "Would you like to continue this conversation over a walk? The night is still young." Clara agreed, and they left the bar together, stepping out into the crisp night air. The town was quiet, the streets bathed in the soft glow of streetlights. They walked side by side, their breath forming small clouds in the cold air. The town, with its old-world charm, seemed like a scene from one of their stories. They walked to the edge of town, where a small park overlooked a serene lake. The moonlight shimmered on the water's surface, creating a magical atmosphere. They sat on a bench, and Jack pulled out his notebook. "Do you mind if I read you something I've been working on?" he asked. Clara nodded, eager to hear his words. Jack began to read, his voice steady and soothing. The story was about a wanderer who, after years of searching, finds a place that feels like home. As he read, Clara felt a sense of familiarity, as if the story mirrored her own journey. When Jack finished, Clara was silent for a moment, absorbing the beauty of his words. "That was incredible," she finally said. "It felt so real, so personal." Jack smiled. "Thank you. It means a lot to hear that from another writer." Clara reached into her bag and pulled out her own notebook. "I have something I'd like to share too," she said. She began to read a story about a woman who moves to a small town, seeking inspiration and finding unexpected love. As Clara read, Jack listened intently, his eyes never leaving her face. When she finished, Jack looked at her with admiration. "Your story is beautiful, Clara. It feels like we were meant to meet here tonight." Clara felt a warmth spread through her chest. "I think so too," she said softly. Over the next few weeks, Clara and Jack spent nearly every evening together. They would meet at the Wanderer's Rest, sharing drinks and stories before heading out for long walks under the starlit sky. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and it wasn't long before they realized they had fallen in love. One evening, as they sat by the lake, Jack turned to Clara and took her hand. "Clara, I've been thinking a lot about us. Meeting you has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't want to imagine my life without you." Clara's heart skipped a beat. "I feel the same way, Jack. You've brought so much joy and inspiration into my life." Jack smiled, his eyes shining with emotion. "Clara, will you be mine? Will you share this journey with me, wherever it takes us? Tears welled up in Clara's eyes as she nodded. Yes, Jack. I will. They kissed under the moonlight, sealing their promise to each other. From that moment on, Clara and Jack were inseparable. They continued to write, drawing inspiration from their love and the beautiful town that had brought them together. Years passed, and the Wanderer's Rest remained a special place for Clara and Jack. They would often return to the bar, reminiscing about the night they met and the journey they had shared. Their love story became a legend in the town, a testament to the magic of chance encounters and the power of love. As they grew old together, Clara and Jack never stopped writing. Their stories, filled with the essence of their love, touched the hearts of many. And every time they walked past the lake or sat on the bench where they first confessed their love, they were reminded of that chilly autumn night when two wandering souls found each other at a bar called the Wanderer's Rest.